Hey and welcome to the channel. So for this video what we're going to be looking at is that we're going to be continuing off the heads and tails problem here. So this now is our second problem, problem number 2, which is says that the title of it is sales bar chart and this is 15 marks. So it says that we should write a program that asks the user to enter today's sales for 5 stores. Alright, so these values should be stored in lists called store sales. So we're going to be using a list or an array. It's called a list in Python, but in many other programming languages, it's called an array. So the program should then display a bar graph comparing each store sales. So we should create the bar chart, create each bar in the graph by displaying a row of asterisks. So each asterisk should represent $100 for off sales. In addition, we are required to display the store with the minimum and the maximum sales along with the overall average sales. And here we have an example of what the output of the program should look like. So we should say like enter in today's sales and enter it, and then we should output sales bar chart or whatever, and then we output the asterisk and also the summary. Alright, so now let's go ahead. This is the IDE that I'm using, the one that comes with Python. Let's go ahead and start do our coding. So as usual, we need to tell the user, anyone who is going to use our program or see this code, who is doing the code. So it's Fedorae services and our date, and as usual my date is always today, and our IG is Fedorae services, and also our FB is just the same, Fedorae services. You can go ahead and check them out. Alright, so let's start off by making our array, and this is how we make our array. It's similar to the uh, the variable, but what we do is we use square brackets. So this now is our array. We need a sum also because we're going to be finding the average, and we also need a count. Alright, just the same. So let's make this variable to store our first input, and it says, and it's going to get an integer value that we're going to be accepting. So our input now, and we will make our prompt. So our prompt will be something like enter today's sales for store 1, and I'll give that some space, and I'll close our brackets or parentheses. And what I'm going to do is I am going to copy and paste these. I'm going to copy these, I think it's 5 times, so I'm going to copy and paste that 5 times. That's about 5. So we have 2. Alright, so we're supposed to have 2 here, 3, 4, and 5. And we also need to change these 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's it. And the question says that we should store them in the list that we made above. So let's go ahead and store them. So we're going to say store sales as a variable or the list. is equal to store 1, store 2, store 3, and store 4, and store 5. Alright, so as you can see, the list is separated by commas. That's how we'll enter the values into the store. Now we're going to have ourselves a for loop in the range of 5 because we know we have 5 stores, and we're going to have some new variables for each of the stores so that we can get the value for the asterisk. And we need to divide by 100 for each of the stores to get the new values. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to have our for loop. So for I in range, and you will see me do this before, in the range 5 because we're only using 5 now, on our colon. Alright, so now we'll have our new variable. So this is store 1. Store 1 is now equal to, and we're going to round this because we don't want any decimal value. So store 1 is going to equal store 1 divided by 100. So that's the value that the user would have entered. We're going to be dividing it by 100. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this for each of them. So I'm just going to copy and paste this 5 times. Alright, so this should be store 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're also going to be changing these 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, so that's it. And we'll just give this some space right here because you know we don't want everything to be jumbled together. And I could print something like a title here just to make it look a little bit better. So we could say sales bar chart, and that should give it a little title or something like that. And we can also say, because it gives us an example, we can also say that each we can also say each of the asterisks are equal to 1. So each asterisk is equal to $100, not $100. And we go ahead now and we'll print our asterisk. Now we'll print our asterisk. So print, and we're going to say something like store 1 is, give that some space, close our quotations, and sales 1. So this is the variable that we found here. So this is the number divided by the 100. Whatever we get, that is going to be multiplied by asterisks. So that's how we're going to be getting the asterisk, because I said in previous videos that Python is kind of a loose type language, so you can multiply the integer by the string or the character. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy and paste once more. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of copy and pasting because we're actually doing pretty much the same thing in most of these repetitions. So that's 2, that's 3, 4, 5, and we're going to also do it for over here, 2 and 3, 4, and 5. And also we need to do the maximum, the minimum, and the average. So I'm going to give you some space here by just printing out the space, and we're going to use our sum variable that we made earlier on, and our sum will be equal to the stores plus their cells, I have to say. So store 1 plus store 2 plus store 3 plus store 4 plus store 5, and that should give us the sum of the stores. And now we are going to use our count variable. So this should be checking where we are in the loop that we have here. And for our average, we did not make our average variable, but now we're going to make our average variable, which is the sum divided by the count. And now we'll just print out, as you see over here, where is that summary? Okay, let's print out summary. So we're going to say summary is, and we are going to be printing. So we're going to print. This might be too, I don't want to jump off the page. This might bring this up a little bit. So we're going to say, I'm sorry if it's a little bit too jumbled, but I want everything to be on one area. So this is the maximum. This is the maximum sales, and this is equal. Let's give this some tabs. So that's our, this is not correct. Yep, get rid of that. Alright, so this will be max. So this, we're using the max function. This is a built-in Python function. So the max sales of this right here. That's what we're doing. However, what is going to happen is it's not going to print out the actual name. What is going to be printing out is the value that is stored in it. And obviously from the see the value, you can know from which store we have the maximum. Probably should have changed it, but maybe some different time. Alright, so our minimum sales now, we're also going to give this thing some tabs. I forgot to open my quotation marks. What did I just do? Alright, so my quotation marks, and I'm going to be using the min function, which is also a built-in Python function. So you can see we do not have to use like a for loop to be getting the minimum or the maximum function, which you could do, but that will just take too much time. So I'd rather to easily just use the main function, because that's what it's there for. Would I go and do something much harder when we have an easy function here? Alright, so this consists of our code. This would be everything that we need. Let's save this. I use Control S to save. So let's go ahead and run this program and see if it works the way that it should. And we're going to be using the values that we're given here. Let me go ahead and, alright, so it's running. So let's see if, let's check it with these values that they gave us here. Let's go ahead and check it with these values. So the good thing about it is that it's running. So if there's any error now, we can do some debugging. Let's go ahead. So it's 1000 first, 1200 secondly, and third of all we have 1800. Number 4 is 800. They are not making much sales. Number 5, they're the one making the most. Let's go ahead, and as you can see here, even though we did not get the average for this example, as you can see, we have our average here. And if you would realize the minimum sales is 800, and that is correct here in number 4, and you can see the asterisks are aligned the same. So the highest would be store number 5, and as you can see, store number 5 is 1900. Alright, so I want to say thank you very much for taking the time out to watch this video. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you find this video helpful, that you can help someone else. Please comment if you have any questions or any opinions, anything you would like to say. Thank you.